Hey, Bitcoin savages, what's going on? I am Patrick, your Bitcoin motorist, and today I'm going to talk about ETC. ETC, of course, as you know, stands for Ethereum Crapcoin, or I'm kidding, it's Ethereum Classic, yes. So I've been aware of this attack that's been happening on ETC for the last several days. I think the last 3 or 4 days I've been aware of this attack. This attack has been ongoing, and it happened starting on January 5th. And the reason why I haven't really talked about it is because, I mean, it's a crap coin, it's a shit coin, and I don't really care about them. And of course, they're going to get attacked. And the people who invest in these shit coins, they're going to learn their lessons, but they're going to learn them the hard way. And I don't really care. But the reason why I want to bring it up today, the reason why I want to talk about this attack on ETC today, is because I want to bring up how it relates to Bitcoin, and how such an attack would be way more difficult, if not nearly impossible, on Bitcoin. And one of the main reasons why this attack was able to happen on ETC was because no one's running an Ethereum Classic node. No one's running a node. There are I think about 10 or 9,000 full nodes being run on Bitcoin right now. Back in 2017, I remember when the Bitcoin Civil War was going on back in 2017, the Bitcoin Twitter wars, the Bitcoin full node wars. I think there was about somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 Bitcoin nodes running. So there's more Bitcoin nodes running now than there was back in 2017. So even though the price may not be going in the direction that we all want, the fact that the Bitcoin network is so robust and growing, and we have plenty of full nodes running, is actually a very positive sign, at least in my opinion. But anyway, back to this Ethereum Classic attack that just recently happened. Again, the reason why I'm bringing it up, I don't care about Ethereum Classic. I'm bringing it up because I want to explain how, first of all, how funny this is, because it is funny, and how stupid this is, and how people involved in Ethereum Classic were just kind of caught flat-footed, and because nobody's running a full node. So real briefly, I'm going to talk about a tweet conversation between a guy named Donald McIntyre on Twitter. He's at Token Hash on Twitter, and a guy named Pierre Rochard, who is at Pierre_Rochard on Twitter. And basically, on January 6th, so this is supposedly one day after the attack started, on January 6th, Pierre Rochard asks Donald McIntyre, was there a deep reorg on Ethereum Classic yesterday? And Donald kind of reacts with a "what you talking about" gif, and then Pierre responds, 75 blocks deep. I hear, with a double spend, with kind of like a frightened face. So 75 blocks deep, I hear, with a double spend, which is a massive, massive reorg, if that's correct. And then Donald responded, well, ETC is still small and has many enemies, so an attack with sufficient GPU power may be plausible, but I will check with others in the ecosystem. And then Donald once again tweeted out, it looks like a screenshot from Coinbase. And the screenshot, let's see what it says. It says Ethereum Classic sends and receives disabled. And it says, due to unstable network conditions on Ethereum Classic network, we have temporarily disabled all send and receives for ETC. Buy and sell is not impacted. So that's weird. Okay. And then Donald once again says Poloniex is enabled for ETC, so either Coinbase has a local problem or the attacker may be draining other exchanges that don't have security measures. Okay. And then Donald says once again, he asks Pierre, he asks Pierre, can you tell me what the source of the rumor you heard? We are checking everywhere to see where the problem may be and not finding anything other than this Coinbase alert. And then not Pierre, Donald. Donald actually CCs a bunch of, I think these are Ethereum Classic supporters on Twitter. So I think he's basically what he's doing on Twitter is he's tagging a whole bunch of these Ethereum Classic supporters because he's like, well, if there's an attack going on Ethereum Classic, one of these guys will know about it because these are the guys on Twitter who are always talking about Ethereum Classic or something like that. And let's see here. And then I guess he tagged a bunch of other people and then says, anyone who is running a node, can you guys check to see if there's a reorg or a double spend? Okay. And this guy who Donald tagged, he's got an Ethereum Classic logo for his avatar. Okay. And this guy responded, I am not running a node, but forwarded your message. Okay. So that should tell you something right there. So this is a guy who's a big promoter, a big supporter of Ethereum Classic, and he's not even running a node. And he has no idea whether his network is being attacked. And this is on January 6th, one day after the attack was supposed to have happened. Okay. So basically, if you're not running a node, you don't know what's going on your network. Now I want to move on to another couple of tweets that I saw from somebody else. This is from Saifedean Ammous on Twitter. His Twitter handle is @Saifedean, SAIFEDEAN. And he tweeted a little bit about this attack that was going on Ethereum Classic also. This is on January 7th, so a day after this conversation took place. And Saifedean tweeted 2 important lessons from this shitcoin's demise. 1, the price has barely budged, which shows that demand for these shitcoins has nothing to do with their function, security, or safety, and it is entirely driven by speculation on exchanges. Okay. And then he tweeted out something else that says, 2, it took more than a day for ETC fans and promoters on Twitter to even realize that this attack was happening after Pierre Rochard told them about it, because they couldn't find anyone who runs a node. Okay. So there's that as well. So and then let's see, what else did Saifedean say? Saifedean's talking more about this attack. And okay, so here's another tweet also from January 7th from Saifedean. So Saifedean says, according to the easily inflatable market cap metric, ETC is the 17th most valuable coin. We now know that anything below it can be easily attacked, but how far up the shitcoin food chain do you have to go to be safe? So the point that he's making here is that if we know that the 17th most valuable coin can be attacked, we're sure that everything under it can be attacked too. But we're not really sure, it could be even higher. So can the 7th, if the 17th can be attacked, can the 7th most quote-unquote valuable coin be attacked? That's another, important thing that most people don't think about. They're just, gambling on coins, not because they care about network security or network safety or they care about running a node or how secure or robust the network is. They just want to gamble on coins, or they're placing the bet on, some lottery ticket. And here's another tweet by Saifedean, also from January 7th. The longer the bear market goes on, the more idle hash rate can be mobilized to kill shitcoins. The most lucrative to kill are the ones that can be shorted on exchanges because the attack can be really profitable that way. So not only can you say double spend, but you can also short the actual coin you're attacking, so you can make money in 2 ways. Let's see, anything else from Saifedean? Saifedean is a good follow, so if you're not following him, you should really follow Saifedean on Twitter. Also, follow Pierre Rochard. He's a good follow on Twitter as well. Highly recommend both those guys on Twitter. Saifedean says, could this happen on Bitcoin? Yes. Bitcoin has only been operating safely for 10 years, and you should be extremely cautious about putting serious money into Bitcoin. But, of course, it could, just like it's possible to rob Fort Knox. Don't assume it means that your daughter's piggy bank and Fort Knox are the same thing, though. So basically, he's comparing a piggy bank to Fort Knox. Like, is it possible to rob Fort Knox? It's possible. Not likely, but it is possible. And let's see what else we got from Saving Whitney. What's going on? Come on. Okay, so I'm going to move on to another tweet. This one is from Don't Panic Burns. And he says chain reorganization, and this was, let me see what's the date on this tweet. Whoops. Let me see here. The date on this tweet is January 6th, so it's a day before the safety tweets I just read. So this is back to the discussion that was happening previous between Pierre and McIntyre, where it says chain reorganization. This is somebody else. This is Don't Panic Burns. Chain reorganization is a client local phenomenon. The entire Ethereum network doesn't reorganize simultaneously. It would be more likely that someone discovered all of Coinbase ETC nodes and surrounded them. So basically, you have this argument going back and forth where some people are saying, hey, is Ethereum Classic being 51% attacked? And other people are saying, no, it's being Sybil attacked by some fake nodes surrounding the Coinbase nodes. So I think even to this day, and where are we? We're on January 9th. Even by now, no one's exactly sure what exactly happened with this Ethereum attack because we have conflicting stories. Nobody's running a node. Okay, so if something like this happened on Bitcoin, we would know about it right away. And of course, something like this can't happen unless you have because there's so much electricity and mining power and hash rate on the Bitcoin network that trying to do something similar on Bitcoin is going to be several orders of magnitude more difficult. So anyway, the point I'm making is run a full node and don't gamble on shitcoins. Now, of course, like I said before, you can be a Bitcoiner without running your full node. But if you can run a full node, and because it's really cool, and you get your own sovereignty, and you can also verify your own transactions, and it makes the network more robust and more difficult to attack. So that's all I had to say. You guys have an awesome night. Thank you for watching, and feel free to like, dislike, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Thank you so much. Bye.